So, we indeed see this deck being played from the blue coin as expected. Curse Scroll is there. This is mobilization to create more like River Scouts, more Arbalists and Archers, whatever you draw. But yeah, there is no tutoring for things like Erland mostly, so need to find the card. And of course there is no either run possibility because of the devotion condition of the tournament. So you have your Istret. This is summoning from the deck, so you're not playing. And of course you have the Cyrodianian Secret Service to purify. The target immediately cannot run Snowdrop. Yeah, Snowdrop in Devotion, so there is Istret, but Istret was already in hand. Alright, let's see what Fillow decides to do. Warriors usually look at the defender and act very surprised at it. Okay, goes for Drake, discards and buffs the Invader.
Give me a target.
Not going for the Istret by the looks of it. Just trying to set up the Lyrian Arbalist, of course, the first card that reaps the profit of being on the board before all the other components hit it. There is Flotsam missing.
Come on! Show us what you got!
So you cannot reset your ship Ballista one extra time.
Shit, I knew it.
So this should be a leader usually, and it is. So next time this is a Lyrian Arbalist galore, and then you have 2 targets to ping with them, but you can always waste Arbalist pings on your own units, unlike archers. And yeah, Fillow still needs to play the 3rd card. Has 2nd Warlord. If he just wants to play carryover, I don't really see him winning this one. The round, I mean. Just leader committed. The setup is done, but then you're looking at a huge Erlando if you just pass.
One bolt's all I need.
Arbalist into Arbalist into Arbalist. You can always pick up the Flotsam from okay, we see early ship Ballista being dropped. Maybe, yeah, Energiix just expecting a pass here. Because Fillow, yeah, he can go through the defender, but you are only killing 1 threat at a time. Nothing too exciting. And yeah, dealing with ship Ballista kinda denies the carryover, but you cannot do it immediately, so might wanna find that pass button, but then Energiix is just going 1 card down. On the other hand, there is no MUTEGENERATOR carryover, so meh. Okay, let's see. Erland is being picked up here. And the pinks are already being committed. So you want to leave them at 1 power and then just pink your own armor. Bam. Bam. Carryover. Goes into the... not the worst cards. Does it matter if we're talking about Erland? Maybe not. Like, most likely in this match you just want to hide all of it into that one big Erland. So 31 point down. A leader up. Fillow decides to leave. There is Margarita to answer Tyr, so Tyr should not be going for a long time. You don't have tall units if you put everything into the Erland, so the Smorkwark is not having the greatest of times. No, your Erland is getting plus 13, plus 14 and plus 13. So 30. And then depends how many units. Most of it is units. But you'll already thin some of it out. It's like a 40-point card going against Tyr's big invader and leader. You kinda need more, or at least you need to push it out.
Only one will walk away from this.
Luckily for Energiix, or like not luckily, giving him more flexibility and freedom, Fillow decided to play one more card before passing, so not much was lost there.
Burn with the eternal fire.
In terms of the card advantage, and he's basically pushing as you would normally do. Not being multiple cards down makes life easier. Because yeah, as I said, like 40-point Erland versus Invader, Patty Saddle Fury Fukusha. It's comparable. Okay, so abortage in time. The Invader is being played. Another bronze pickup. So Morkwark, Haraldo are both chilling at the moment. You have Wabjorn still, so well, it's raiding time.
What do you mean, witch pulley?
So an active round shortening is happening at the moment, but Fillow has Brokvar, Uncreate Warrior, Wabjorn, even Bran. You can consider most of it like throwaway cards. Blood Eagle has a bigger value for the Harald pool. In the graveyard there are 2 targets at the moment. So if he decides to commit something, he might even catch up in one. Or get ahead in one. Doesn't do it. Not often you see Drag being resurrected, but look. There's not much control available. Damage unit by 2 won't cut it.
Break something and I'll break something too. I'll break you.
So Fillow decides to go for even bigger tier play. This is already at 12. This is also available from War of Clans. So, unless Energiix finds the motivation to drop Erland in round 2, this still should progress for a couple of turns. And this motivation is kinda... But the tier is not active, so yeah, this is just an invader as it is at the moment, and tier is doing the damage instead. And frankly, there is not much to damage.
Scurvy? Nah, fake elven you.
Order number 2. Picking up Flotsam. Refresh of the ability. Might be alright, and like, yeah, there is a bronze to throw away, but it's not catching up. I float some research in order of a bronze unit, so nothing really devastating in round 3. And if Energiix manages to win without losing, like manages to leave the round without losing his card, it would be grand for him for the Baron value. It might be slightly questionable. Because, yeah, this is already getting ahead. Ballista is like nice, but no order stacking is happening, so it's not exactly a broken roll. But hey, it's something to like, consider against the Unkright Warrior tempo, but yeah, it's gonna be a Wabjorn into War of Clans, and the Baron will be quite inefficient. So your Erland gonna be at 40. Not exactly, but close. This Turshak Invader is slightly cheaper and tries to achieve the similar job. So we do see Energiix trying to get ahead significantly here, but this should be Wabjorn into 4 damage. War of Clans. 5 plus 15. Which is enough, especially with 2 extra bleed here.
Reasons for the feeble of heart!
Boop. Oh, hello.
Your skull
Yep.
make a fine tanker.
And you cannot play the Erland, and this has the whale, so no doomed for the invader. Nothing missing. More work is playing for what? 8. Not really amazing. War of Clans. Should be better because Energiix's deck is not particularly uninteractive. Plays units mostly. You know that your opponent had AA, so Margarita will be available even if missed by the natural draws, but nothing for Harald to pink at the moment anyway. So what is this? Blood Eagle? Nothing, so goes into the graveyard, I assume. Yep. And there is pirate and pirate, so yeah, 32. Let's compare it with the Erland. It's not gonna be much bigger. And then the card quality is just...
I knows it well.
This is a 12 plus a couple of pinks already.
This won't
And
need
gonna be
butchers,
more.
not
It would be best
marauders.
if we went out for a bit of air.
There is no way this Torshak Invader hits the board before the final play. Which means that it's time to play the War of Clans. No way to deal with the Erland for this deck.
Worry not. We'll tend your ankle biters too.
Yeah, like, look. Sure, it's 1 point better,
For your blood, the desert
but
there's
come on.
thirst.
Blood washes away all shame!
So Bloodthirst Crisis is not happening. Harald had no chance to turn it off.
With a hero
Yeah,
in
Baron did find some value, but Fillow wins comfortably with a
You'll
big
die already.
in
Or do they kill
Ueda.
you again?
in. Definitely gonna stay this way. So yeah, traps versus frost as expected. There is the sticky situation in the opening hand. It should be seen what an L aristocrat, but you cannot really open and T8 because of the serpent trap. Crystal skull.
Oh, what is this peasant wine? Fetch the cupbearer!
So, yeah, we do see that it stays at 4. Nothing to pre-defrost on. This is a 4, this is a 4. Do we see the art gate? Or Red Riders? I mean, some form of frost being played.
Yep, so as I was saying,
Decides to just flip the sticky situation. Fair enough. So Energiix just got 4 points per turn engine going for him. As the slight issue is that you start giving the units for frost to hit, so it might have been quite nice for the uninteractivity and uninteractivity's sake to maybe play another trap. But sticky situation is designed particularly for those situations. You have to play traps with units nowadays. Cannot go totally. Non-interactive. Oh yeah, the units means that units present means that one gets moved. And the frost is working on both rows. You also cannot answer both aristocrats. At least you're done. You are done with one of them, thanks to the lock. Okay, keeping an eye on the other series. 1-2 is leading. Pumps is losing to Forever Globus at the moment. Dauren and Tegosha are still at 0-0. There is no heist in this deck, so you just play your Angus for the value it provides on Leader, on Eldane, on traps and Fiend Death spawning the tokens. I guess there is more, there is a Saboteur as well. Okay, so both aristocrats, both Foglets committed round 1. There is of course, like, look, artifacts, and some of them are truly uninteractive, so if you can get frost value, if you can get pinks and synergies, you might consider actually taking the advantage of it. I don't know, the trader. Okay, so Dauren wins game 1. And yeah, you can watch his point of view, he is streaming, so I think unless he goes into the final stage, we will be avoiding it. to broadcast more games from the tournament. I'm not sure if anyone else is streaming. We don't really have many familiar. Although Kams was a streamer at some point, but it was only like 4, 5, 10 streams probably. Not too many.
You like surprises.
Okay, so the elf trap spawning elves is being committed. It's necessary for the reach from Energix's point of view. Of course, the foglets are humongous now. And still some frost available, even in a couple of turns, so... Yeah, Energix reads the board, sees himself 20 or some 15-20 points behind, still with frost on the board, and Winter Queen saved from the bleeding out by the Tirnalia. And now he needs to survive. Riordan definitely helps with the survival part. Scenario would be decent. Avalach, of course, is an elf, but you see the tournament is the devotion one, so... Cannot really use it. But surely nobody would have noticed if you bring Avalach Sage. You look, the tags feed, it feeds the traps and scenario synergy, like elf doing something with the elf constructions, locations. Even opponent is playing elf deck basically, so surely Energix could have snuck Avalach Sage into his lineup without anyone noticing. You get Devotional Dane, yeah, there is the scenario where scenario is being flipped. It's not happening too often, especially since scenario is not like main card for the traps deck usually. But this time around might actually happen. Okay, so I'm looking at the other games and quite a few of them already finished. Utiha Madara beating Galahad. Kams is losing 0-2 to Forever Globus. So we are progressing towards the round 3. Still a lot to play. Most games are at 1-0, so they're going to happen 1-1, but still seems to be good. Yeah, you're getting smaller, your current golden child shrinking. Looking at the board state, it's one trap and most likely more to follow. So while you have 4, 4, 4, 4, you just take it. Serpent Trap will be available from Riordan. Not really pleasant at the moment for Fillow.
We know the mysteries of time and space.
But the way it plays out, situation is literally perfect. 30 points ahead. Frost on the board. And by perfect I mean, yeah, he's not given a big pitfall trap value, the serpent is only going to hit now, and a pass is kind of brewing. But then, like, this should be serpent, right?
Once ours, we shall win back.
You know that the echo card is quite likely to be in the hand. Nagelfar. When like something like Gales into Nagelfar. But what is your round 3 point situation? Okay, so Serpent and Pitfall are there, but nobody is getting to trigger them automatically, so you'll have to play something like Bowman, killing the Navigator, flip Serpent for 8, flip this just for 6, and it doesn't get you ahead because there is no engine on the board. So hey Yolemoni, if you want to join, if it's not too late and if you are not completely blackout drunk, let me know. We'll let you in. If you're not feeling like it, I know that I wrote to you like 12 hours before the tournament starts. It's okay as well, so you can just chill on the weekend. That's what weekends are for. Hope you're doing great, my friend. I'm down to run it back. Okay, so let me know when you are ready. If you are ready, I'll screen share with ya. Have you been partying the entire Saturday so far? And look, man, we're gonna be blamed for forcing every tournament organizer out of Gwent at some point. Metal Gun, now Lilith is finishing hers. Just dinner and movie. What have you been watching? Something like new, or I would assume that in your woods there are some cinemas that are just showing older movies, or maybe it wasn't even the cinema, but just a movie at someone's place. Okay, so no leader charges for Energiix, a big Morwood, a decent Oberon value. The Recruit, is it? Oh no, this is not what I... Wait, Recruit is the TV series. Do you mean the one with Rami Malek? The amateur? Who is there? Movie? I don't know. Google kind of fails me because the record is from 2003. Okay, it is amateur, I see. Yeah, I kind of like the tone, not sure how it works out, but nice to hear at least you're not trashing the movie immediately. So yeah, the traps are not really doing too much, but I mean, the Oberon has been played, so 6 points for Crash and Trap on top of Eldain Transform. Not the worst, not the worst. So yeah, Feign Death for Energiix would have been better than one of those though. One of those cards. There is no Heat Wave in Devotion deck, Serpent is already out, and this is the victory for the Frost, and this means that Fillow is just winning 2-0.